can feel it down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in.
Welcome back to Let the Boys Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Gray Productions. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Robbie, and this week it was Con Man week. Who doesn't love a good con man? We're not talking about Connor from Succession. We're talking about sleazy, skeezy con man. This week's winner was the 1999 psychological thriller, The Talented Mr. Ripley, written and directed by Anthony Minghella, based off the book by the same name by Patricia Highsmith. The Talented Mr. Ripley stars Matt Damon, Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, Cate Blanchett, Philip Seymour Hoffman, James Rebhorn, Jack Davenport, and Philip Baker Hall. Alongside me is the cousin Benny. Hey, Benny, how's the peeping? Benny, how's the peeping?
Benny.
Robbie. I'm doing well. I'm just worried if you're still worried about your crowd size.
Someone say I got the biggest crowd size ever. You've never seen this crowd size before. Alongside the cuz and myself is good friend and co-host Ryan. Let me ask you a question. Everyone should have one talent. What is yours?
I got nothing.
Host some podcasts, derailing conversations.
What? Yes. Yeah.
Looking handsome.
Derailing conversations, interrupting people.
Oh, please, interrupt the people.
Forgetting important things about the people he cares about.
Wiping butts.
Wiping butts. So good.
Smoking butts.
Oh, I wish.
Looking like a butt. I'm just kidding, please. I'm kidding.
Nah, I know. Well, how are you, Robbie? No one asked you that. How you doing?
Nobody ever does. I'm used to it, especially from the cuz. We're doing a lot better once we cut this off, so I can go back to watching Netflix.
You know what you can do after this? I got a boat. We can take it out into a lake.
Is there oars on that boat?
Oh, there's one big oar, and that's it.
That's all you need. Yeah, like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch, and we typically watch movies that one or all of us haven't seen, and we always have some kind of theme, and we put it up to a vote. And this week, like Robbie said, it was Con Man Week, Con Artist Week, and Talented Mr. Ripley won. Actually, kind of not surprised, but a little surprised. I thought,
a little surprised.
Yeah, maybe one of the other ones would have won, but guess this is more popular than we thought. So always nice to see our best friend Matt Damon, and of course that hunk Jude Law. My goodness, we'll get to that. But if you want, yeah, exactly, the fucking vapors. If you want to get involved, talk about Talented Mr. Ripley, any of the other movies or shows that we've done, check out House of Dragon we did, The Boys, The Bear, and all the other movies that we've done. Send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, get involved. Suggest maybe some films for us to watch, whatever. Or just have several paragraphs of how handsome Robbie is. That'll work too. We'll take it.
Thank you. And I got one suggestion.
Yeah.
I suggest when you look at the stories, everybody who looks at the stories, you take this finger, whatever finger works, and just click on one of the three options. Simple and easy. 5 seconds, your day's done.
Yeah, and if you can't see Robbie's finger, it's probably because you're not watching us on YouTube. And if you watch us on YouTube at Let the Boys Watch, you should click the subscribe button. It would mean a whole lot to us. We have a very famous video talking about Godzilla -1. People can't get enough of it. So please, we're getting comments galore on that one. We would love to have comments on all the videos. So if you're here, stop, say hi on YouTube in the comments down below. Click the bell, even though I don't even know what that does at this point. But hey, we need the followers on YouTube so we can make tons of money, quit our jobs, and watch movies full time for the rest of our life. So please follow us on YouTube.
And
quickly, and if you would be able to see my hands because they are the biggest hands ever. So please.
The biggest.
if I truly had the time, I would find a way to digitally make your hand very small.
I
Um,
love it.
the best. So yeah, Talented Mr. Ripley. I I have never seen it, which is
Surprising.
I would say a little surprising because like you said, what's your talent? Sitting on the couch watching movies. Um, has anyone else not seen it? I know, well, Robbie, I know you saw it. Benny, you haven't. All right. So, Benny, why don't you start us off and tell us, what you thought of going into this? Did you have any idea or thoughts about this movie? And then after that, we'll get into our segments.
I literally had no idea what this movie was about. The only thing I had was based on our conversation last week when I had brought up, well, let's try to find something kind of like Catch Me If You Can, because that's one of my favorite movies. And we brought up Con Men, and you guys suggested this one, and I couldn't have been further off from what I thought this movie was and what I thought it was going to be about. And I guess I'll get into my reaction later. But I'm surprised you haven't seen it, Ryan. This was seemed like right up your alley.
I'm yeah, I'm not super surprised. Vaguely remember it coming out, and I don't know why, but I just was like, that I'm not interested in that for whatever the reasoning was. I think in '99, I was super cool. I
Mm,
wasn't, but I thought I was super
yeah.
cool, and I feel like maybe that was like I don't know, something for
Yeah, you're
nerds or
like
something.
handsome dudes, not cool.
No, no thanks.
Yeah, those guys
Um,
stink.
yeah, this is gonna be stupid, and I had um no idea about what this movie was going to be about at all, other than that it was some kind of a con. Um, so I honestly, I kind of thought it was because of the title and because I knew it was about a con man. I was like, maybe it's kind of like a Goodwill Hunting-esque thing where he's like super talented at things and he like tricks people and I don't know. Like I had no idea going into this. So it was definitely surprising once I uh got through it.
Robbie, when did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was definitely under 5 years ago. I think it was a couple of like 3 years ago, maybe. I saw it. I've been trying to watch it, and I was like, oh, it's on whatever. Who knows what Netflix, something like that. So I just put it on. I heard obviously good things about it, but yeah, I didn't watch it until recently, so it's my second go around.
Yeah. And it kind of got brought up again a lot recently because there was a mini series that got made, and there's been a number of movies in this, I guess you call it universe, because there's a bunch of books. Well, a bunch. I think it's like 4 or 5 books. So
I
there's been
don't
a number of movies and shows and all that stuff.
I don't know if it's based on the same book, but I saw a lot of people mentioning Purple Moon.
Yes, that is based on the same book.
Okay, cool. So a
Yeah,
lot of people said that they enjoyed that. That was their favorite, but I
yeah.
don't know. I didn't do any more research on that specific movie.
No, because on this show we do minimal research.
Feelings, not facts, babe.
That's right.
Feelings,
That's our
not
calling
facts.
card. Um, so I guess overall impressions. Robbie, do you want to kick us off since we just were talking about our nonsense?
Yeah, let me see. I did again, I enjoyed it. I love the scenery, the set pieces, the production value. Forget about it, Italy. I wish I was there in the motherland. Shout out to motherland. Um, I just I just thought it was, I mean, it's the motherland, it's where I'm from. Please, pasta, pizza, punani. It's the three P's of Italy. So, but no, I mean, what a fantastic cast. I just an amazing group, like 5 or 6 people in this movie, just who are just superstardom. Um, Academy Awards galore. I wasn't really like a huge, or still like a huge Gwyneth Paltrow fan, but I mean, the two movies I've seen her in, uh, she was fantastic. I thought she was great in both Tenenbaums and Talented Miss Ripley. She was really good in this movie as well. Cate Blanchett, forget about it. Jude Law, please. I mean, what else can you say? The hair on 1,000, the wardrobe 1,000,000,000, the chocolate chip cookie-esque skin type, please forget about it. My plums, I needed 3 blankets and a couple of smocks because it was leak city over here. But other than that, I mean, I just love these type of psychological thrillers, these con men thrillers. I feel like they're a lot more scarier than scary movies to me. I know, horror movies get you jump scares and things like that, but this is like a slow burn type scary-ish horror movie for me, and I love that kind of stuff because you never know who's on to him, when he's going to get caught, how is he going to get out of it. I don't know. It's just fascinating to me because I feel like I think we know a lot of people who are not common, but can be, kind of like this type of person, have these characteristics like Matt Damon had, or Tom Ripley had. But I just loved everything about it. The set pieces, the time period, the 50s in Italy, and just the great acting from everybody. I mean, yeah, there was some terrible acting in this movie and some scenes that really annoyed me, and I hopefully get into it and have my pick of it, but we'll see. But in the end, I did have some issues with it, and we'll get into it. But I enjoyed it again. Like I said, I enjoy these type of psychological thrillers. They're a lot better, and I'm not really a horror movie guy. So if something's gonna scare me, it's this type of genre.
Well, now we know we caused all those floods on Long Island.
That was me. The levees and the dams broke because of me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have watched it the other night.
Yeah, jeez.
Ryan, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, to echo some of what Robbie said, the sets, not even the sets, the locations, um, gorgeous. And the shots, the direction was fantastic. The acting for the most part was so good. Um, and I agree too. I love a psychological thriller, um, con man, con artist, crime type film a lot. And I really did enjoy this film, but I also like didn't enjoy this film at the same time. Um, it was too long for me. Like when I look and I'm like, all right, we got to be at least close to the end, and there's an hour left. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, and again, and that was like, I think right around the boat scene was like there was still like an hour left, and I was like, what more are they doing here? And there was still good parts, and again, I enjoyed it. Um, but if I never watch this again, I really won't care. I like when it comes to con artist movies, like you mentioned, Catch Me If You Can, a movie like that, a little more action, a little more, um, I mean, debonair, like sneaky. Like, yeah, he was conning these people, but I want to see like, like him slipping things and like being like all like sneaking around and stuff. And this was great. And Matt Damon was fantastic, I thought, as this character. Um, and everyone else was great. But glad I watched it, but I don't care to watch it again.
Not breaking into your top 10.
No.
I liked it. I was a little distracted by this movie because I felt like, wow, this is kind of like really ahead of its time for what for 1999. Like a lot of the themes that were in this movie could have been a movie that was made like a few years ago. And I almost wonder, from what I saw online, some people were saying that it might have been a little ahead of its time with the reaction that it got. Especially kind of like the undertones of, Tom being gay or bisexual or whatever he was at towards the end there.
Who knows?
And I liked that it felt almost timeless in a way. Like it was a period piece, but never really outright made it a period piece. Like the only really things you got were like, if vinyl, the music, maybe the cars in the beginning of the movie. But other than that, it was pretty ambiguous time wise. I enjoyed that. I
Also,
agree.
treating Gwyneth Paltrow like a hysterical woman. That's the
True.
50s.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I could see it being a little long. I give a lot of these movies grace the last few weeks because it's baseball season. Anytime there's a game on, I'm like, I want it to be over so I could watch the game. But I felt like you're Ryan. At the same point, you felt like, how much more do we have here with that boat scene? I feel like movies now, but that would have been the ending. he kills him. He's laying in the boat with him, like spooning him. Sorry, way too many pronouns there, but Dickie spooning Tom in the boat. That would have been the end of the movie, like if it came out today. Just kind of like that weird ending of like this weird relationship, and that was it. But I agree. It was long. I definitely checked the time once or twice, but I wouldn't say, like, I don't know what I would cut really. So again, the performances were very good. The story was very cool. It made me interested to read the book. Honestly, finding out that there was the series that has some mixed reviews, but I'm almost kind of interested in that. I don't know. There was a lot for me to like in this movie, and I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I agree. Like when I said, I thought, all right, an hour left, geez, but there was so much that was good in that hour.
Yeah.
But it still felt long to me. Like it's like after the boat scene, then you still get, Philip Seymour Hoffman, him moving around, evading the cops, the PI, the dad shows up. Like there's a lot that was good and a lot that I enjoyed, but I don't know. It just
It's hard
felt
to explain.
too long.
It felt long, but it didn't feel too long. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I would have been happier if it ended 30 minutes earlier, but like I wasn't struggling to get through it. Robbie, what did you think of the length?
Yeah, like there was this time I looked at and I was like, "Holy shit, we have another hour left." And I remember it being a little too long for me. Maybe they could have cut. I'm not gonna say half an hour, but maybe um 10, 15 minutes. But I don't know. I thought the pacing was good. I just thought it definitely was a little too long, this go around. That was the only thing that I kind of had issue with, was it being a little too much. If you're gonna give me 2 hours and 20 minutes and then just knock off my man Jude Law, an hour in, please give him 10, 15 more minutes of screen time and I'm all in. But yeah, no. Probably 10, 15 minutes. But again, like what? I
Yeah,
feel
what do you
like,
cut?
yeah, like what are you really cutting? What, the opera scene? I mean, that's kind of important to the story. What else can you really cut? I'm trying to think about it. Like, I don't know, it's tough. I mean, I know one scene you can definitely cut, but maybe get into that in my least favorite scene. Hopefully it sticks with me. But no, it's I don't know. It made a pretty decent amount of money. It made like $150 million. So I mean, for the time, yes, it was definitely, I guess, quote unquote, out there with the premise, and you have this potentially, gay con artist roaming around Rome, no pun intended, and Italy. But yeah, I was surprised to see that it did so well in the theater. But I mean, credit to the story and the direction and the acting. I mean, it was that good, and definitely ahead of its time. They're not making, like you said, they're not making these movies anymore. They're doing like 10 episode Netflix series with this shit now. You don't really see this anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
I wish you did.
I think too, like there were things here and there that I was like, they kind of could have cut that storyline. Like, what was the point of him cheating on Marge with the Italian woman? But then they bring that back in, and why that made sense. So they did a really good job of like even if they like, I don't want to say they left something out like hanging for a while, it always came back. So it's not like they just kind of lost the plot with a lot of these things. Like they found a nice way to bring all that stuff back in towards the end of the movie. So maybe in the moment I was like, oh, they probably could have cut that storyline, but then you're like, okay, that's why they had it in. They did a good job of just making everything work.
Yeah. Yeah, they really expanded on a lot of the characters. Like you get a good feel for who Tom is, who, Dickie is, and a couple other characters. But like, yeah, if you start cutting stuff, then you're kind of like, what was their motivation to do that? Or like, or whatever. So I, I realized that not a lot could be cut without sacrificing this movie, but it still felt long to me.
Fair.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
This guy directed this directed, I think, Jerry's favorite movie and Elaine's favorite movie,
What?
The English Patient.
Oh.
No. I was gonna say Rochelle, but
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Plum scores. Anyone want
Start
to
us
go
off.
first?
Start us off, Ryan. You didn't see it. It's a rare event for us.
That's true. I'm gonna go 7.1. Like I said, there's a lot to like about this film. I don't even know what more to say, but I don't know why. I hate when I can't explain why I like or don't like things. And I liked this. I know I liked it, but after it was over, I was like, eh.
All right. Robbie, what about you?
That's a good tagline for the movie, though. If they like do like Cisco neighbor, 2 thumbs up, Ryan last name redacted. After it was over, I was like, eh, that's great. I did enjoy this movie. I enjoyed it the second time around. I did it. Am I going to sit here and lie and say that there was some points where I was like, all right, you know, let's pick up the pace a little bit. But again, like thinking about it, and you made a good point, Benny. Like, what are you going to cut out? And thinking about it, like, not that much. You really can't. Yeah, bits and pieces, but this, like you said, everything kind of came back full circle. So it was necessary. I did love the direction. The writing was fantastic. The set pieces, if whatever you want to call it, the locations were great. Love the opening credits. That was awesome. And love the ending. And what else is there? Soundtrack, I'm not a jazz guy, but it was still awesome. I'm gonna give it an 8.3.
All right. I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna go 8.6 on this one.
Love it. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I liked it, and honestly, this was the first. No, not the. I don't want to say that, but I was really impressed with like how modern the movie felt, and it felt timeless. I think they did a really good job with it. I felt like it was. This movie could have came out 5 years ago, and it would have done the same exact thing. So for that gets a lot of points for me. I love the relationship between Dickie and Tom. I love those two characters and the way that they were fleshed out, especially Dickie. Like that's such like you've seen that before in life, or that you have that person in your life, or somebody that treats some people that way. Like one minute you're the best thing that they've ever, the best person they've ever met, and the next minute they're on to the next thing, and like you don't even exist. I love the way Tom is kind of like, you could tell he's so unsure of himself in so many of these moments, but he also has that confidence about him. And it's that constant struggle that he has of, like being this con artist and also like being super insecure about who he is. And then he has that moment at the end of the movie where he finally has somebody that accepts him, but he has so much stuff buried underneath that he has to make that choice at the end of between finding a way to make this thing work and killing the only person that he could realistically be happy with. And I love that he didn't get caught, but he still had a bad ending. Like that whole time the whole time I was watching the movie, I was like, he's gonna get away scot-free, and like the last thing you're gonna see is like him looking over his shoulder as he's boarding a plane to Spain or something, or back to America, or he gets caught because of I forget, Cate
Meredith.
Blanchett. Yeah, on the boat. Like that's finally the thing that snares him in. So I like that it still gave him a decisive ending, and it wasn't the one that I was expecting. I'm also an idiot, and that maybe was an obvious ending to a lot of people, but to me, it was an original ending to this story. So yeah, good score for me.
Yeah.
I don't think. See, I like again. I even forgot. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna get caught. I saw this movie, so yeah, no, it was a really good ending. I enjoyed it, and it's just obviously you can't make this movie in like at this time period because it would be a 5 minute movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, he did it. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Here's a
do enjoy
picture of this
that.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a picture.
Yeah.
I mean, and please, the Italian police, my homeland, my motherland, jeez, incompetent to say the least.
Well, they just had a couple glasses of wine before they clocked in, so
That's true. They were on a holiday.
yeah.
Just to add to your point quickly, and then we'll get to our segments. But I felt like the ending like really drove the point home of just how effed up Matt Damon's character is. Tom was just that he was a sociopath, and that this was his only, in his mind, only option. Like he probably could have either told Meredith like, listen, I'm not really Dickie. I'm Tom. I was trying to impress you because I realized you were, a socialite and whatever. Or he could have told Pete, I think his name was.
Pete Davenport.
Yes, just like, listen, this crazy lady thinks I'm Dickie for some weird reason. Or like he came up with a million different stories. He couldn't have come up with a story for either one of these things. I don't know. But it definitely it was the correct ending. I think if he did that and that was the ending, it wouldn't have hit as hard. It would have been like kind of corny. So this was the better ending, or the
Yeah.
best ending. But he
And
also could have done a number of other things.
And I think too, like that kind of drives home the point that he is a sociopath. Like you could, in all those other situations, you could kind of see why killing the person was like, all right, kind of the right move. Like Dickie's trying to fight him and he's freaking out. He's about to get caught, so he kills Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah, Freddie. But this is the one where, like you said, like if he would have thought about it for a few more minutes, there was probably another option. But the only option to him is someone's got to die. I got to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that's the perfect end, because that just shows you like, yeah, you may have been rooting for him, but like in the end, he was a sociopath the whole time.
He sucks.
Yeah, and he's gonna whether he gets away or not, he's gonna continue this lifestyle until he either gets caught or does die. So, I mean, it's not really a happy ending for him, and you can see it as he's just conflicting, sitting down. I just love the way that last shot was too. How that kind of the door closed on him, but slowly but surely it was really good.
Yeah, with the mirror and everything, that was a good shot. And
it always like reminds me, sorry, like that Jude Law character when you really like top of the pops with somebody, and then they just fucking forget who you are. It's almost like if somebody was wearing like a red soccer jersey.
They call them kits.
Oh, sorry. I wouldn't know. Least popular sport in the country.
Yeah, right. Let's move on.
Yes, let's move on.
Cut the cap.
Damn, I had a point too.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Oh, just to also what you said just before about this couldn't have been made today, this movie, nor could this like story be believable. The 1950s or whatever, you could do anything. As long as you weren't stupid, you could get away with just about anything. It is always wild to me to think about that.
If you had a grip on how stupid the average person is, you could get by
anything
just by being quick, by being mentally quick. You can get by doing anything.
Yeah. But on the flip side, it was very easy to accuse innocent people of something just because Joe Smith said John did this, and they're like, "Well, Joe goes to church. He's a good dude. We got to believe him." I don't know.
Unless you're a woman, then you're throwing around accusations, and then people are like, just get in the boat, lady.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
You're hysterical. Calm down. All right. Should we do some segments? Do you guys want to do characters or scenes first?
I feel like this is the scenes.
All right.
This is the scenes first.
I'm kind of very interested in Robbie's least favorite scene. Would you like to start with that, or do you want to save
Please?
that?
Oh my God, I've been anticipating this scene.
I know. I'm excited. I wanted to hear.
Thank God. It's the Sylvana death scene. Some of the worst acting I've ever seen on film in my life. People just screaming. I don't know who who these people are. People are losing their mind. I mean, this is the only time I was like, Jude Law, you stink right now. I don't know what kind of acting you're doing, but yeah, I just didn't like the scene. Sad scene. I don't know how she died. I don't know how you drowned yourself. That's a terrible way to die. If that's the case, unless she was murdered by Dickie or somebody, I'm not sure. They don't really allude to it. I couldn't see anybody drowning themselves. That's insane. Um, but yeah, just the acting. I mean, anytime I get secondhand embarrassment at my house and I have to like put the covers over my eyes because I'm just so embarrassed. That's an automatic least favorite scene for me. The acting was terrible. The screaming was very annoying. I get it. Somebody just died and they found her in the water. I understand, but it was just an overall terrible scene and probably the worst scene in the entire movie. And I hated it. And I forgot about it. I wish I didn't because I would have fast forwarded it and I couldn't. And then I couldn't fast forward because I had the blankets over my eyes and I couldn't do anything. I was frozen.
And your pants were too soaked anyway to move.
Oh my God. I was sticking to my couch. I had to get a new comforter.
I feel like I looked away from the screen or something. Did she just like appear out of nowhere in the water?
Pretty much. It's just
Like,
like
Yeah, they
floated
cut
up.
to her. Yeah.
How does that even work? Like, did she swim to the bottom and then just like stay there? I thought it was very strange.
Very convenient.
Very
Pretty
convenient.
Yeah,
convenient reveal.
I think she had one last gasp before she died. She cut the cement shoe and she just floated up and she just died coming up.
That
So
was
she
it,
knew.
probably.
She
Well,
was like
maybe she
David Blaine.
held a cinder block and then as she died, she let go.
There you go. That's it.
Just explained to myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
best scene in the movie.
That's it. Favorite scene.
Cut it.
Cut.
Edit this out.
Benny, you want to go?
Sure. I'm going to go a little abstract on this one and say the fact that Matt Damon learned how to do a perfect impersonation of Dickie's dad, and they never did anything with him being able to impersonate people ever again through the whole entire movie. Like,
Because he
and
sucked at it. That's why.
maybe, yeah. But you had the scene where like Marge was at the door and the door was between him, and he could have like thrown her off by speaking as Dickie and being like, I don't want you to be here. I don't know why he's Bill Clinton.
Was
I don't
that George W. Bush?
yeah. Like, why didn't he ever use the voice ever? And like, you see him practicing Dickie's voice and Marge's voice, and then he just never uses it. And like, I think that made him seem like more of more talented, for lack of a better word, in being like a con artist than he was, because the whole rest of the movie he's just kind of flying by the seat of his pants. But like, leading up to that, you kind of felt like, oh no, like he's got different skills he can use to impersonate these people and to get away with it. So the fact that they brought up the impersonations and then never did anything with it, like I was kind of like waiting for it the whole movie. So they could have cut that.
I should have went first. That was literally like almost the same thing. Yeah, because I was noticing that and I was like, yo, Damon sucks at impressions. Like I don't know. Like I almost feel like they should have cut it or whatever. But I know from the source material, because I was looking at stuff online, the source material, he actually is good at doing that. So that kind of played more into it. But yeah, it was pretty rough, and then they kind of just like ignored it. Like, give me something like on the phone, like impersonating like somebody. I don't know.
And then like he was like calling people as Dickie and like you just using his voice, because again, it's the 1950s. Nobody knows what you sound like unless you're like their best friend anyway. So
and you can do a signature the same. Like that's all it took to get thousands of dollars.
yeah.
Wild.
You kind of looked like him a little bit in the fast forward photo, and that was enough.
That was enough. So on the fly, least favorite scene. I think I'm gonna go with like the end-ish, where not when he kills Peter, but when Gwyneth Paltrow like clearly knows that this MFer did it. And everyone is just like, shut up, get in the boat. You don't know what you're talking about. And like even the library cop from Seinfeld, who I love, just, like like I don't understand how the cops and the PI like don't realize like don't really even investigate him at all. Because why? Because he's a Princeton grad and seems like a good dude. Like what the hell? Ridiculous.
I, the police, yes, 100% botch job on that. The PI, I kind of, because I think, yeah, part
Yeah.
of that is like, oh, he's a good old boy, according to the dad. Like,
Right.
so yeah, I kind of think that. But yeah, I mean, like when she's freaking out, like at least like look into it maybe a little bit, like maybe hear her out a little bit. They were just kind of like, Dickie got a girl pregnant. So I mean, he's really kind of a dick anyway. So whatever.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, Dickie almost killed somebody in prison. What an asshole.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
clearly did all this.
Oh, we
But
found
that's
the
true. Like,
license plates.
yeah, that's true too. Like, it's kind of like, all right. I mean, she did spend all the time with the two of them as well. So I think she would know, more than anybody, more than, Mr. Greenleaf and Bobby Bibbins over there, the private investigator who comes. I mean, that's the only thing that annoyed me. Like, just her getting shunned every single time made me laugh. It's like, 1950s, get in the kitchen, make me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Please.
You're hysterical. Here's some cocaine. Like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Someone didn't have their heroin today.
Yeah. Yeah. Ridiculous. Smoke some cigarettes. You'll be fine. So, any Ani Menches for least favorite scene?
My Ani Mensch is the last scene between Cate Blanchett and Matt Damon. It felt a little awkward. And I mean, I guess that's kind of what they were going for, but it just felt a little too, I don't know, like not unnecessary. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe the movie was just getting too long for me at that point, but I don't know. The way that whole scene played out just wasn't working for me.
Yeah. I think I mean, think about that. You're on a boat, you won, you're going wherever with your new boy, and then the one person that can jam you up is on that boat with a bunch of her rich family. That it's like we said before we started recording. Calm as a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean, and it's the perfect thing for him to make that decision too, where like he probably wanted to just kill her,
oh yeah.
but he would never get away with it. Nobody knows Peter's on the boat,
No.
really. And even if Cate Blanchett's character, I keep forgetting her name.
Meredith.
Yeah. Even though he said that he was with Peter, if Peter disappears, Meredith's not going to care or even notice it. Like she's so, yeah. And she's made that point throughout the movie where I don't even care about these people unless they have enough money for them to hate having money. Like,
Right.
so whatever he does to Peter is never going to get noticed. But if he does something to her, it's going to get noticed. So yes, the way that that whole scene played out was good. But for some reason, the two of them in that scene, it just felt off to me.
Yeah. I also feel like there's still too much out there to like implicate him. I mean, again, I know it's the 50s and they could potentially investigate him again, but like the dad is probably just gonna be like, nah, he's fine. And then that'll be the end of it because he's rich. But
Yeah.
like that circle, as we found out, that circle is so small. Like anyone that like went to Princeton kind of knows each other. Meredith knew about the ski trip with Freddie, and like everyone so if she mentions, which what else did you do back in the day? Because there was no Instagram to waste hours on. You say, oh, saw Dickie and he was with Peter on the boat. And they're like, really? Dickie's dead. And no one's heard from Peter.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Robbie, any Ani mentions from you?
Yeah, quickly. That's it. Like, you're not gonna call anybody. You don't got anybody's cell phone. So Peter is
Right.
just gone now to Marge as well. She'll never hear from him again. How are you gonna hear from him? She doesn't have a cell phone.
And the
Where
last
he's
thing
going.
Marge knows is he's going away with Peter.
Yeah.
He's going away with Tom.
Yep.
Yeah.
So everyone that was around them in that circle, gone. Except Tom. But nah, what does she know? She's just some
Yeah.
woman. Who cares?
She
Yeah,
knows how to mix it. She knows how to mix a good martini, though.
that's true.
Yes.
My Ani Mensch, it's not a terrible scene. It's just a stupid idea by Tom when after Sylvana dies and he's talking to Dickie and he's like, Dickie, I'll take the blame for you. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What
What
are you, a
is
stupid idiot? How dumb are you? You're not talented. You're a bozo. Who would do that? What idiot would do that? I know that it wasn't gonna come to fruition, but still, like even doing that, I get why he was doing it to get in, I don't know, Tom's good grace, Dickie's good graces, and shit like that. But that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I've said some dumb things, and I know dumb. And you, sir, are dumb.
the whole, not really a scene, but the whole thing with him being a house, like a leechy house guest, just like bothered me. I was just like, get out, like, quit mooching. Just get
Get a
out of the
job.
house. Yeah, get a job.
Yeah, go play piano somewhere. Yeah, my
Yeah.
face.
All right. Favorite scenes. Oh, I think I'm up, right?
You're up.
It's between two, but you know what? I think I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with the boat scene with Jude Law and when he kills him with the oar. Because that really, like, I think you said it before, Benny. Like you can sort of explain it away a little bit, like they're fighting and Jude Law is being mean and you know whatever, but that I felt like that was a good um not conclusion because things still happen, but like that was a good characterization
Climax.
of him. What?
I was gonna say climax.
Kind of climax, yeah, like, but like that was a natural progression towards what happened with that because you could clearly see that Tom was becoming like obsessed with Dickie, whether it was romantically or because he wanted to just steal his identity, or maybe, or probably both, I would say. Um, and it was either going to end with Dickie getting killed or something happening where Tom could, seize on that opportunity. I mean, if he just was like, all right, I'll take off and go back to America, then it's the end of the movie and nothing happened and it would have been a terrible film. So I'll go with that. And then just, the fact that he was cradling him in the boat. It's just what an effed up brain he must have, like, to
Yeah.
just, like, you love someone so much, for lack of a better word, love. You're obsessed with this person so much, but you kill them.
Yeah. And then you want to just lay in their blood with them.
Yeah, gross. You ruin your clothes, pal.
Oh my God, the worst.
Yeah, those are some nice outfits that he stole from Dickie.
Um, my favorite, I think, was when Meredith and Marge met up, because at that point he was full on Fred Flintstone trying to be in two places at the same time. Like he would like run out, but he'd still have the hat on from the Bull Moose meeting or everything he was at. And like,
Oh.
And he was bouncing around. I was like, how is he going to pull this off right now? And the fact that he gets them to do his dirty work for themselves, meet, figure out what's going on, quote unquote, because none of what they've figured out is actually what's really happening. And just the way that whole scene between the two of them played out and kind of got them both off his case a little bit. I mean, Marge definitely is at this point starting to feel like something's up with Tom, but it's easily explained because she's still so caught up in Dickie. Yeah. So, so yeah, I liked how that whole played out. And it, again, another, like, it felt real. Like it felt like, as wild as this situation was, and Tom telling them both to be at the same place at the same time, like, how the hell is this going to work now? Like, is one of them going to be inside? He's going to be like running in and out, like trying to talk to them both at the same time. But I liked how that whole thing played out.
The old Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And that scene, especially, made me love and also dislike Matt Damon's cat or Tom Ripley, because I was like, he's a genius with setting this up, but also his character bothered me. Like, he was at times so meek and had like no confidence and whatever. And I think that was just because he, didn't know who he was. But like, you see him do something like that and you're like, wow, super genius. And then other things you're like, dude,
But also so disrespectful to those people and like not caring.
not giving
Like as
a
long as
damn.
he's getting out scot-free out of this situation,
Yeah,
like
you don't
he's
care.
good. And like both of them are broken by that scene. Like Meredith is destroyed and Marge is destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just comes in like nonchalant, like nothing. Like he just didn't destroy two people in like a matter of 15 minutes. He just nonchalantly walks down the steps and says, "Sorry, I'm late."
Anything good?
That like
Um,
fake niceness, that the voice that he puts on, like, hey,
Yeah.
sorry.
nice.
Ugh.
I mean, what a fucking like 3 movie run for him too early on in his career with Good Will Hunting, Rounders, and then this movie. I mean, fantastic. Absolutely. The bonus what he's doing.
Heater.
Who? Oh,
And
Heater.
what
He said
Team
Peter.
America World Police, he was in that right around this time. Matt Damon.
What did I have here? I have a bunch, but I'll go with the jazz bar scene as my favorite scene. I thought that was great when Dickie's on stage with his little saxophone, and then Matt Damon comes on. Well, Tom Ripley comes on, awkward as ever, trying to fit in and singing a song. I don't know. There's something about that scene I really love. I mean, it's just oozing. Jude Law is just oozing charisma in that scene. I mean, forget about it. Out of this world. I just thought it was a great scene. I love the song they were singing. I just love the vibe of that entire scene. And it brought some levity to a kind of downtrodden, you know, depressing kind of movie. It was just good. And it just showed you how, I don't know, Matt Damon played it so well because you're just like, man, he's just so corny in this. He just has no idea what he's doing. He can't even fit in here. He's just so awkward and such a loner and such a loser. But yeah, and then just to see how he transformed. I'm still the same guy, but just to see how he transformed all the way up to the end of the movie. I just love this scene.
He is corny in this movie. So corny.
Super, super.
Yeah. So yeah, listen to this. So this run. Good Will Hunting, Saving Private Ryan, Rounders, Dogma, Talented Mr. Ripley, Bag of Vance. He was in Finding Forrester, just a small part, and then it kind of then goes off and a bunch of other stuff. Jay and Silent
Yeah, he's
Bob,
in
Ocean's 11, a whole bunch of stuff. But what a
like
run!
5 movies a year.
Bag of Vance, underrated.
Love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Juna.
It's a good movie.
I'm gonna go with an Ani Mensch that kind of piggybacks off Robbie and go with kind of like the montage of them getting along and like becoming quote unquote best
Best
friends.
pals.
Because that's, I mean, it was a good montage. It was very fun. It was them just rampaging their way through Italy, banging broads, smoking cigs, going to jazz clubs, getting drunk, eating good food. I mean, what's better than that?
Nothing. Not a thing. Killing your best friend, maybe.
Yeah.
I have to go, please, my Ani Mensch. The introduction of Freddie Miles. I mean, what a fucking tour de force. Just out of the box as soon as he arrives. I mean, just the opening line he has. Oh God, don't you just want to fuck every woman you see just once? I mean, come on. Philip Seymour Hoffman, please rest in peace. Gone too soon. I mean, the best. Just an absolute tour. Like I said, the tour de force once he arrives on scene, and he's just captivating. His voice is phenomenal. What he says is just so stupid. I loved it. And then like you see, even with that, like when he comes and he's introduced, how Dickie just kind of shuns Tom to the side, and get to that, what Marge said on the boat to Tom about how dick he truly is, and sometimes it makes you feel like you're not like you don't even exist. So yeah, I don't know. Freddie Miles, one of the best to ever do it. So what an introduction for him.
Gone too soon in real life and gone too soon in the movie.
Oh my God, please.
Yeah. And I'll give Ani Mensch. We talked about it a bunch already, but I mean, the last scene, killing Peter, fantastic. Him crying and whatever. But I want to talk a little more about the death scene of Freddy, because that was fantastic. Because Freddy comes in, he rolls in, and he's just like, "Look at your bougie ass apartment," and you're like, "How's he gonna get out of this?" And like, I kind of thought, like, is he gonna kill him? Like, is that his only way out? And it was. That's what he went with killing him with the head, the statue. And I knew who that was, and it was pertinent to the story, and now I forgot. So whatever. But yeah, great scene. I mean, again, anything with Philip Seymour Hoffman's fantastic, even though he's like such a douche in this movie.
He's
But
such
he
a
played it
douche.
so good. He was so good.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, he does actually use it. Does the impersonation in this scene, because when he's like helping him back to the car, and he's like, "Oh, you're so drunk," and he says something, and he just does the impression of him going, "Yeah, you think I'm drunk? You should have seen his wife or whatever."
Yeah.
I was
That
like,
was
all right,
terrible.
all right, I guess that paid off. I guess the impression subplot paid off here.
He's
Well,
back.
they said the cop said that those people wouldn't testify because that was a cop cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
He's just getting the luck of the draw for Tom Ripley.
Yeah, true. Um, any other honey mentions, or should we move on?
Move on.
All right, let's do favorite characters first. Does anyone want to go first?
Please, I don't want to be accused of taking anybody's pick, so go ahead.
You're gonna take it somehow. Robbie, you want to go first?
No, please, I don't want to be accused of taking anybody's picks.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna leave a lot on the table because there's clearly a number one for me, but I'm gonna leave it for you guys, and I'm gonna go with the private investigator, Philip Baker Hall, because I love him and I stole him from you. You know what my problem is? It's punks like you.
You get
kill a man?
you
You
get some
ever see a
Folgers,
man
you put
die?
it you get some Folgers, you put it in the cabinet, you forget about it. It's freeze dried.
Yeah, it's the best. I love his voice. Everything that he's in, I love. Just fantastic. I love him. I don't care what movie he's in. He's my favorite character.
Bookman.
Bookman.
Go,
The best.
go ahead, Rob.
Is he still alive? Please tell me.
No, he's dead.
Still alive.
2022.
He
Ah,
died.
Yeah.
God damn it. Fuck.
He's dead.
It's a
He
shame.
died.
R.I.P. in peace.
Rest in power. King.
Bookman.
Go ahead, Robbie. Please take us to the promised land.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, they're tough. This is a tough one because there's so many. I mean, I could pick 5, 6. But I'll go with Jude Law. I have to, as Dickie Greenleaf. I mean, just a fantastic performance. I mean, again, I don't know another word for charisma, so I'm going to use that again. Machismo, maybe. Shout out Razor Ramon, rest in peace. With a little toothpick. Tough times don't last, but bad guys do. So yeah, no, it was just a phenomenal performance by Jude Law. I mean, he captivates you as soon as he's on the screen. You can see why Tom Ripley wants to be like him, wants to kind of sleep with him. Listen, I love the women. What a tush on Jude Law. I mean,
I
if
was gonna
we're
say,
doing tushometer,
I was gonna say I need a tishometer on this.
Yeah.
tushometer on Jude Law's tush, I'm going 9.6.
Wow. I thought it was 10 worthy.
It was a 10, but I mean, I
You
don't
gotta
know.
have
It's a tough one.
some deniability on the gayness.
Yeah, I don't want people to think that they listed this podcast, all 10 of them. I listen to him say, "Oh my God, Bobby's gay," but I mean, what a tush. But yeah, no, just a great performance. I mean, he's lovable. He's a great friend. He's a bad friend. He's a good guy. He's a bad guy. He's all over the place. I mean, some again, like I said in the beginning, some of the best hair I've ever seen in my life. The clothing, phenomenal. The tan, out of this world. Um, just a captivating performance. I mean, he takes you on a ride this whole movie. It's a shame he's only in it for, I think an hour, I guess. But every scene he's in, he's top notch, and he goes toe to toe with some fantastic actors. Him and Matt Damon have phenomenal chemistry. Him and Gwyneth Paltrow have great chemistry as well. Just a great character. Just a cool piece of shit character that I kind of love in these movies.
It's like it's not even like he's not a bad guy. He's just like a rich asshole.
He's
Like
entitled. He's a piece of shit.
yeah, who's just used to getting everything that he wants. Like he never does anything like terrible. Like obviously he cheats and like gets her pregnant, but like he wasn't like, oh, forget her now. Like when she dies, he's upset about it. Like he probably wanted to do right by her in some way. Um, but I do want to mention, I don't know if this is just them using a very stock hoity-toity wardrobe, but I was 100% getting like JFK vibes from him with like the outfits, the hair, the way that he kind of acted. Those outfits were phenomenal. They were
Phenomenal.
fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, it made me reconsider what my 2025 summer wardrobe is going to look like. Going to Italy, wearing all those outfits, getting 2 pinky rings. It's going to be insane.
We
A lot
will
of
go
short
to
pants.
Italy.
Not because it is easy, but because it is hard.
No, now I got you like those white pants coming. I forget with that shirt with the bronze tan and the hair, just the sunning, looking like $1,000,000.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's JFK vibes to me.
Yeah, it's true.
All right,
Rich people
so
shit.
yeah, I'm gonna go 100% chalk and say our guy, Matt Damon, the GOAT, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. He like I said, I think he adds so much depth to this character. And I was thinking of who am I going to pick for who do we recast Matt Damon as? And I was like, maybe I'll go rogue and say I'm going to recast Matt Damon instead. But I was really thinking like who could have done as good a job. And I'm sure if I really sat down and thought about it, I could have picked somebody. But what a perfect cast for him. Like we've talked about it in so many in the movies we've seen with him. Like he just plays that like dick, and he's like not always an outward dick. Like he just has that smugness to him in some ways that just kind of completes the character. So I'll give our guy Matt Damon his flowers on this one and say he's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's good, and it's not. I don't want to say a shame because you don't really see those kind of choices made by him. I think after this movie, right? I feel like maybe the next time you see that is in The Departed, as him playing like sleazy slimeball, kind of corrupt cop. But yeah, more they're not safe choices from him, but I would love to see him do more of these type roles because he was so good in it.
Like anti-hero
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
stuff. I was laughing to myself when he was on the scooter with Marge. I don't know why, but I was like, oh my God, that's Jason Bourne.
What was the movie in space with him?
The Martian.
The Martian,
No. We watched it.
Interstellar,
Yes.
Interstellar.
Yeah, when
Interstellar?
he was the scumbag in that one.
Yeah.
And it was great because he didn't expect it. You always expect him to be like, Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
Little do you know, he's investigating anybody he wants.
That's right. Cocksucker.
He's working overtime.
Yeah. Oh, it's working. Overtime. Ani Manchus.
My Ani Mensch was going to be Bookman, but go ahead, Robbie.
I'll save this guy for one of you guys, but let me go with the character actor of all character actors, James Rebhorn. I mean, my cousin Vinny,
The best.
forget about it. I mean, every time you see him on a screen, you know you're going to get a fantastic performance. He might be on it for 10 minutes, he might be on it for 10 seconds, but you know what you're going to get from James Rebhorn. And he was great in this movie. Um, just a man who just wants to find his son, his annoying ass son, hates jazz, will pay anybody $100 to shut the jazz guy up. And that's it. I mean, shipping magnate, dumb as bricks, hates women, puts him in the back of a boat and sends him off back to the Americas, and just has no idea that the man he just hired to bring back his son is an absolute sociopath and a con artist and killed his son with an oar. So shout out to you, James Rebhorn. Um, Biffy Greenleaf, his dad.
Best.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a number on the board. I'm gonna go Cate Blanchett. I thought she was great as Meredith. She plays that, like, debutante, rich woman thing perfect. It reminded me a lot too of Aviator. I don't know if you guys saw that. But she plays that role really well. She's almost like Tom's foil to a certain extent, because every time she shows up, things go haywire, the opera or on the boat or whatever. But I mean, Cate Blanchett, one of the best. Love her. So gotta call her out too.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, the lead actress in your fantasy draft.
Was it mine? I don't remember.
Oh, I think it was yours, Benny.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
yours.
I mean, in my fantasy draft, I mean, who could forget these things?
Please, please. Oh my God. See, I knew that was all bullshit too. That was all bullshit. Cate Blanchett.
Listen, it was a
Cate
draft.
Blanchett.
I went with the best on the board.
That's like almost like people picking like Sam Rockwell as a character actor.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I mean, listen, if he's gonna fall in my lap, I mean, how can I let him go any
Got it.
further than this? But Philip Seymour Hoffman, I
Of
mean,
course.
just another one of those performances where you hate the person so much you almost forget how much you love the actor. So just that vocal fry the whole time, the Tommy when he's on the boat, just everything about him just makes you want to punch him right in the face. You're so happy when he gets hit in the head with the statue, and then you remember, oh man, he's dead in real life. That's a shame. But yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman. If he's gonna follow me, I'm taking him every time.
God, I'll go with Gwyneth Paltrow. I have to. I was again impressed by her performance. I mean, she's a wackadoo outside of the movie screens, but she was very good in this movie. I mean, I really enjoyed her acting. I mean, she played it so well. I mean, she's the only person. Her and Freddie were the only two people I actually knew that Tom was an absolute raging lunatic and probably killed Dickie. So I got to give it to her. She was cool, calm, and collective in a lot of scenes, and then when she had to be, you know, distraught and kind of call Tom out, she really played it well, and it was believable. And I was surprised again, even the first time I watched the movie, by her performance, because I thought she acted very well in this movie. She was very good. Um, yeah, I haven't really seen her in a lot of other things. So again, impressed in Tenenbaums and very impressed in Mr. Ripley.
Choice. Anyone else?
I would say the Italian detectives, but they were atrocious, absolutely atrocious, an embarrassment to the detective work. Almost what's his name? Esque in Naked Gun.
Leslie Nielsen.
Rabin?
Yeah, Frank Drebin.
Maybe if he spent a little less time grooming that mustache, he would get some police work done.
That's true. That is true.
We should watch one of the Naked Guns.
I would love that.
Fantastic. Speaking of inept idiots, least favorite character.
Oof. I
Oh
wasn't
my
even
God.
thinking about this.
Me either. I forgot all about this.
Wait, who just went last?
Me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
No, I did, because Robbie picked Jude Law and then I went Matt
He
Damon.
did.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, this is hard. I should have just let you go with it because now I'm scrambling here. Give me the cop that takes over from Mr. Mustache that comes in when they're in. I think he was in Venice at that point, and they
Yeah.
send again another close call for our boy Tom. He almost, he's panicking. He almost has to go murder a whole entire prison,
whole entire police station.
yeah, by himself. But again, another just inept guy. Don't really get anything out of this guy. Like he's just in there kind of screaming and yelling. And it just seems like maybe he missed his fourth bowl of pasta for the day, and he was just a little angry. So didn't really add a ton to this. And I don't know, his teeth were bothering me. So, I'll take the easy way out and pick him.
Robbie?
Yeah, give me Sylvana's fiance, Sylvana's brother, and Sylvana's mother as the worst actors in this movie for me. I mean, they were atrocious. Again, don't make me relive that scene, but it's in my head right now. The screamings really give me a headache. Thank God I got motion on account over there because I'm gonna need it after thinking about that. 3 of the worst actors in the movie. I hope that one of those people weren't the singer in my favorite scene that I picked, because I take that back because that Italian singer was fantastic. But I don't know. This was just a stupid acting performance. Just the screaming and the way it was shot just drowned me out, and I hated every bit of it. So give me those 3 as my least favorite actors.
Great choice. I'm going to go with Fran's boyfriend, because if he hadn't broken his hand, none of this would have happened.
That's true.
Fuck him. He's the reason 3 people are dead. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Fran.
Yeah. Fran with his stupid boyfriend lending him a jacket.
Stupid bastard.
I'm glad we didn't get I'm glad we didn't get a lot of narration in this movie, because I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of these movies where he's narrating the whole time. And it was really only that first scene, so thankful for that.
Do you not like narration generally, or?
It's got to be really good. Like
Morgan Freeman in Shawshank good.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, some of the best ever. I think it's lazy. So it has to be. Go ahead.
Oh, like Mama said, life's like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Like things like that kind of narration.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, so they would say in Italy "lagnusa," but I will certainly take a movie without narration, probably 9 times out of 10.
I wish we could fast forward to summer 2025 now to see what you're wearing.
I can't wait.
Be
Short
prepared.
pants, nice loafers.
I'm very
Nice
on the
shirt.
fence about a pair of loafers.
Me too.
I don't know if I could pull off the loafer.
I don't think I can.
I don't know. Those calves are out of this world.
I might have to just put high tops on to try to cover them up.
High top loafers?
Yeah. They call them quarter loafers.
Well, that's the only thing that's going to get me through these cold winter months, is thinking about your fresh summer gear.
Get ready. Stand back.
Can't wait.
Stand by.
All right. How can we make this film better? Unless there are any Ani Menches. I don't think there probably are.
No, because
we were
was
scrambling.
Stores. I was grasping at straws on that one.
So yeah. Any ideas on how we could have made this film better?
Or Jude Law.
Always.
Spin-off movie called Jude Law and a Semester Abroad.
Oh,
please.
Is that title that song about this?
I was low-key thinking about that.
Maybe.
Because it is kind of a semester abroad for Tom.
What is that?
How would I make?
It's a song?
Yeah. Brand new song.
When did it come out?
2003.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Oh, so it's not brand new.
Shut it down. Shut the whole podcast down.
Someone would say the best joke. Some would say the funniest joke.
How would I make this movie better? Yeah, I think the only answer for me would be more Jude Law. I don't want to take the easy way out and say make it a little bit shorter because I think we've been over it where um we don't really have anything we would take out. I could go back to my least favorite scene and say make the voice impressions a little bit more relevant or better. Just but I don't think that that would have stayed true to who Tom is and the way that that character was played in this movie. Because like I said, he seemed very talented, but really, like I said, he was just kind of flying by the seat of his pants. So maybe I'll just say cut the scene with him doing the impressions.
Yeah, I was like Ryan said, when I was watching again, I'm like, his impression of his dad stinks. And how's Dick even like freaking out about that? This impression
Yeah,
sucks.
Yeah.
it's 1950. Probably hadn't heard him in months, so he's probably like, yeah,
That's
that's
true.
definitely my dad.
Yeah.
That's my pop.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Benny. Like, yeah, we that would be probably my answer is just somehow make it a little more concise or shorter, but it's kind of tough because yeah, it was long, but what do you even cut? Um, so I'm just gonna say, give me more Bookman.
Yes. Then
I
the
didn't,
movie
you
could
know
have been
what?
3 hours.
Rewrite the whole movie. I want to see Bookman, Jude Law, and Matt Damon on an adventure, picking up chicks or dudes, whatever they want to do. Like you said before, ripping cigs, hanging out, listening to jazz. That's the movie.
Oh, fantastic. I give me Matt Damon as Frank Abagnale and give me Bookman as the Tom Hanks
Tom
character
Hanks
in that
character.
movie. And please, I mean, what a talk about billions in revenue.
Oh, also, please do me a soft favor. Let me preface this and say sorry to the guy who commented on Godzilla -1 that we cursed too much. Give me Freddie Miles just gallivanting. Give me a movie. Give me a 10 series spin off on Netflix of Freddie Miles just gallivanting around Italy, sucking, fucking, and eating. That's all I want.
The original Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, please. Pussy Magnet isn't the word for that guy.
Probably any, or is that your answer?
I had
Just
two,
Freddie
more
Miles.
Jude Law, and then a spinoff with Freddie Miles. Freddie does the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah.
What
Didn't you
was what was Stanley Tucci's TV show about Italy, Finding Italy or something?
the Tooch
I
and
I
the
think so.
Pooch? I don't know.
The
Yeah,
Tooch can go
something like
fuck
that.
himself if he's listening.
Please come on the show.
Yeah.
But please too as well.
Yeah.
Searching for Italy with Freddie German or whatever his name is.
Freddie Miles Davis. That's a
Didn't you
jazz
also
guy
get
if you
the
didn't know.
impression of his character real quick that like he was, such ladies man best of rolling up in my red sports car, but at night when he was home alone, he like cried to himself and was like just super depressed.
Like he didn't go anywhere. He was just maybe pretend that he was living that lifestyle.
Yeah, like he gave me that impression and I loved it. I loved that. That's my impression of him was that he was outwardly I'm a hot shot, but inwardly was probably very insecure.
Oh, for sure. I think all
Yeah,
those
Oh,
Princeton boys
probably.
were.
probably. Except for
That's
Jude Law.
Freddie.
How could you be insecure looking like that?
Oh my god, please. Palms exploding.
Please, if I was Julo, I'd be putting up Will Chamberlain numbers 7, 8 broads tonight.
I don't think he's ever walked into a room and not had a single plum explode.
No.
Oh,
They
The man's
they
averaging
self-combust.
he's averaging 10 plums a night.
gotta be.
Forget about it. I dream of my hair flowing like that. Impossible.
Anything is possible.
How can
That is true.
how can a human look that good and be that talented and I look like this? How is that possible? We're the same species,
Stop
The
it. Come
gods
on.
the gods are cruel.
I
The gods
guess.
are cruel.
Sons of bitches. Um, Speaking of hot shots, let's play the favorite game now. I think this week we'll do a wild card where we cast Matt Damon in another role, or whatever you want. You want to recast Matt Damon, whatever. Go nuts.
I need to defer because I'm having a hard time. Ryan, go.
All right. So I'm glad you didn't spoil it, but my plan here is I love Matt Damon. I want him still in the movie somehow, but I want to cast Leonardo DiCaprio as Tom Ripley, which apparently they were looking to try and get him to be in this movie in that part. But I don't want to get rid of Jude Law, and I don't want to get rid of Philip Seymour Hoffman. So I'm just gonna have Matt Damon in there as Peter, just to get him in, and then plus imagine seeing Matt Damon and Leo cuddling up, getting close. Amazing.
You thought Brokeback Mountain did numbers. Imagine that. That would have been
amazing.
They would have had
give me Leo as Tom, like a psychotic Frank Abagnale.
Oh, I love it.
Fantastic.
Give me Matt Damon as Bob Ripley, Tom's twin brother.
Oh,
that is actually Tom was actually Bob, and Bob killed Tom, and now Bob is Tom. He's pretending to be Tom, and he's been Bob this whole time, and nobody knew. And you get an extra 15-minute deleted scene explaining that.
So he actually was good at impressions
Yes.
of his twin brother.
Yes.
Nice. Give me Matt Damon as Colin Sullivan's distant Italian cousin, Federico Vespucci, as a detective on the run, trying to find Tom Ripley, and a competent detective, as Colin Sullivan was in The Departed. He got it from his second cousin, Federico Vespucci, the Italian Departed, and he's on a run. You get two Matt Damons. You got one Matt Damon looking like $1 million as Tom Ripley, and you got another Matt Damon, hair dyed, mustache. We'll say he gained 30, 40 pounds to this role because he's an Italian loving, pasta, wine drinking, just sex fiend. So yeah, give me Matt Damon as Federico Vespucci, the Italian second cousin of, the late great Colin Sullivan.
Love it.
Love it. Give me Matt Damon as Giovanni Verrazzano, and he sails over and builds a bridge.
I love it. What a movie. We'll build a bridge right there.
And we'll make Mexico pay for it.
All right. Anything else we need to say about the talented Mr. Ripley?
Bravo.
Yeah, so I'm shocked. I'm shocked that the cuz liked it. I thought we were getting like 6 sixes.
No way. It's got everything I love. It's got a psychopath character. It's like I said, I was all in on Catch Me If You Can. So give me a con man aspect. Give me gallivanting around Europe. Give me a mid-thigh short. Give me a white pant. Give me jazz. For the hell of it. Why not? You're there. And when you're there, your family.
That's it? You got 2 more? That's it.
Hose. Boats. Boats and hose.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
One last thing. Did it pain you guys too to see him wear those shoes on the beach?
Oh,
terrible.
Especially when
Absolutely
he didn't
terrible.
wipe his foot off.
Oh,
He didn't wipe the sand off before he put his foot in the shoe. Let's start the episode over again because I got a lot of things I got to say.
tell me you're poor without telling me you're poor.
Ugh. No shoe,
What-
putting it in a Doc. No sock, putting it in a Doc Martin sky.
Ugh.
The one thing I did love about this movie, though, it just I wish that we had women like that back then that just kept their mouths shut. You know, if we didn't love it, we just put them in their place, back in the kitchen. You know, pastrami, gabagool, you know, mortadella, fresh mutts on a sourdough,
Bigsy.
and the Bigsy. And Tom didn't kill anybody either, so get back, and some roasted red peppers too, and go in the back and get the San Marzanos and make a sauce. Just
And
kidding.
light
I
my
love listen,
light
love
my
women.
cigarette before you leave.
Yeah, and let's get that one last stand up 69 before you go to bed.
All right.
Just kidding. I love we
No.
love women. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just me, not you guys.
Oh, we know you're kidding.
Come
Does the
on.
audience though? I don't know.
Stay tuned to next week and find out next week.
Find out.
But I'm in jail.
If you want to cancel us, you got to stay till the end.
That's right.
Yeah, gotta stay till the end.
That's right. Speaking of next week, if you're still watching or listening, send us an email. Get ready. There's always plenty of time when we pick the movie. Send us an email about next week. And like Robbie said before, you motherfuckers that are watching the story and not voting stink. And I hate you.
Yeah, like I don't care. Like there's movies that I don't see, but if I had a couple of friends that I follow that I want to support, just pick one. Who cares?
The whole
Pick one.
point of the whole point of the podcast is we haven't seen these movies, and I vote every week. I've seen none of them.
Exactly. I didn't see the Sting. I voted for the Sting. Who knows if I'm gonna like the Sting?
I like Sting, the character.
I like NWO Wolfpack Sting. I like, Beach Bum Sting. I like them all.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like Sting from the Police. He seems a little weird, but I can get behind him.
He's an asshole. He's a scam. Like, there's royalties. Another con man, please.
But
Just vote. Rock the vote. Don't make me, do a campaign with, who else? Who knows? Wyclef Sean or somebody.
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon. Turn out to vote for what? Turn down for what? Politics as usual.
yeah. Yep. Yeah. Thanks for watching and listening. We love it. Appreciate the support. And I don't know. Do all the things. Comment, follow, etc. We love you. Robbie, tell him good night.
Good night, Peter. Tom has someone to love. That is a good thing. Tom is crushing me. Tom is crushing me. Tom, you're crushing me.
Oh God. Oh God.
I'll give you $1,000 if you go get my son.
Feel it down in my
You're
Was that even a lot of money?
Back then, yeah.
When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in. My wife says, "No, Gabriel, leave." I said, "No, let the boy watch. Let the boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father, the way he learned."